Welcome back to In Focus right here on ABC 10, here with U.S. Senator Gary Peters. We talked about earlier in the show about transportation, not a big thing only here in the UP and Michigan, but it's a global thing.
Right.
And you're kind of working on something that's been very interesting, the vehicle to infrastructure legislation, and I was reading up on it. You're hoping to eliminate 80% of accidents of non-impaired drivers. 80%, seems to me that's an awful big number to try to eliminate. It's a great thing, but that's a big number to shoot for at the same time.
Well, it is, and the exciting thing about it is it's achievable. I mean, it's folks see this technology that's coming on board. Cars are more and more computerized, as you know, and now with cellular technology, they're going to communicate. You'll have your vehicle will talk to my vehicle, and if my vehicle's braking, it'll tell your vehicle to slow down because we're braking. I mean, these kinds of interconnectivity will transform transportation, and that includes the infrastructure. So that's why we're working to make sure that we can achieve that. And in fact, we want to make sure Detroit and Michigan continues to be the leader of this kind of technologies as other countries are doing it. And part of it with infrastructure and the legislation that I was able to insert into the transportation bill will mean as we're spending federal dollars fixing potholes and making the pavement smoother, we'll also be putting sensors into the pavement that will communicate with your automobile. And an example of that, and certainly very relevant to folks here in the UP, is that if a bridge is covered with ice, the bridge will actually tell your car it's covered with ice, slow down, be cautious about it, and improve safety. And as you mentioned, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration believes that when cars are talking to each other and talking to the infrastructure, the things that we're developing right now have the potential in the next 4 or 5 years to eliminate up to 80% of all crashes. And when you consider the fact that 30,000 people die on our highways every year, that's really a big deal. So this is pretty exciting stuff. It's all being developed for the most part in Michigan. Silicon Valley's trying to do that, but we're not going to let them take this technology. We can do it here in Michigan, and it's going to transform the industry while saving thousands of people's lives.
So if we save lives and save accidents, do you think that in turn we all are hoping to cross our fingers that maybe car insurance rates will go down in Michigan, because they are kind of high if you look at them compared to other states across the nation?
Well, there's no question that should have an impact. So it's not only saving the lives. The 80% would mean the fender benders and all the other things that cause insurance rates to go up. The vehicles will be a lot safer. So that's definitely something that will hopefully be reflected in people's insurance premiums.
Yeah. I know you work at the federal level for us and things like that, but I'm just going to guess that you do hear a lot about the roads and the conditions of the roads here in the state.
Well, and I drive those roads too.
I know you do. Let's be honest, they're not in the greatest of shape in some spots. And I know in Lansing that they've been kind of working towards a solution for the roads, but is there maybe a federal solution that could help out? Because I know that the last thing you guys want to do is just keep repaving and repaving and repaving and just seeing the same problems kind of just spring up time after time.
Well, we're working actually on a long-term transportation bill that will increase federal funding for highways and for roads. The problem recently has been we haven't had a long-term bill. We've had 2-3 month extensions. In the Senate, we just passed a 6-year extension that is needed, so there's some certainty as well. So people who are planning roads know that funding will be there for a period of time. If you're in the construction business, road building business too, you need to know some idea of what the resources are before you buy a bulldozer. You need to know you're actually going to have work for 6 years to amortize that. So it's important. Unfortunately, the House didn't do that. They sent us a 3-year extension, and that's unacceptable. We've got to have long-term transportation bill to bring more federal dollars to Michigan. But when I say that, it's federal money comes in, you still need a state match. So the state of Michigan, our legislators in Lansing also need to deal with the issue, because if you don't have state money to match federal money, you don't get federal money. So we really have to do this together.
Got about 30 seconds left in this segment. I just want to ask, you grew up in Michigan. I'm guessing maybe you grew up in the heart of Detroit kind of. Did you drive a Ford, a Chevy, or what was your favorite car growing up?
Yeah, well, I've had all of those. Actually, right now I have a Ford and a Chevy. Okay. So my father-in-law was a UAW worker for General Motors. Oh, nice. So we tend to have General Motors automobiles, but I've also owned Chrysler and GM. In fact, in my original congressional district, I had Chrysler in my district, and then my district changed, and then I lost Chrysler and I got GM, and now I'm in the Senate. I have all three. So I love all three of our automakers here in Michigan.
All right, American-made products.
American-made all the way.
Appreciate it. We'll be right back with Senator Peters in our final segment on In Focus right here on ABC 10.